believe that sometimes people need to fight it out. Because talking doesn't do it. Sometimes you can talk. Like, if it's certain situations, you could talk to a person, you express how you feel, they express how they feel, and y'all come to a mutual agreement that y'all either don't agree or, you might start seeing it from another person's point of view. When it gets to the level, or when you deal with people that, like, sometimes how I used to be, I don't even want to hear that. I don't give a fuck how you felt. I don't care what you thought. What's up? What we doing? And that's where I come in. She said, you ain't have a fight in recent times. You really not ready for this work. She said, it's natural. She don't have to. It's not even like talking about fighting. Sometimes people be meeting, getting hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite sports. I just never could.
Yeah, that's why I said I love him. I love having his support, you know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past.
Keep your lace on and let's work this out. The manner that Papo and Ree's romance ended still seems absurd, even if you already know this. And as a result, he ran the prospect of going to jail himself. There are rumors that the Black Captain and Hard are already having an affair. It seems that the real cause of Remy Ma's fury about Papoose and Clarissa Shields' relationship has finally come to light. After the tumultuous disaster, it appears that Remy and Ez do not get along. It happened a year ago, and Papo doesn't appear to feel sorry for her, rather making fun of her for betraying him. Due to limitations that prevented them from being married in person, he too married her while she was in prison and did it over the phone. I don't know what love is if that isn't it. She had a previous kid, Papoose, after being released from prison. Additionally, Papoose had 3 kids prior to their meeting. After Remy gave birth to their daughter in 2018, they appeared to be getting along well and established a mixed family. And everything appeared to be going well between them by the time Father's Day 2023 rolled around. The primary source of disagreement was that Papu published a family photo of himself and the kids in an effort to wish himself a happy Father's Day. But he omitted Remy and his other child from a prior relationship. She used to go out of her way to tell everyone how strong their love was and how their family dynamic was unmatched, which is why her husband fell off. But without Remy openly complimenting her, people started to question their marriage. When she doesn't speak for a day, people are left wondering what's going on. She never missed a chance to offer prayers for Papoose, so that should have been a clear reason for sincere gratitude. He added, "Family is everything," in response to remarks regarding Remy's absence in the photo's text. Usually, Remy would be in the photo. But what's happening? You married a lady who was never genuinely and intensely in love with you, Remy. However, despite the obvious fact that something was amiss, you were obliviously in love with her and are now realizing the reality. Only when rumors began to surface that Remy had cheated on Easy, the block captain. Did anybody understand how terrible things had gotten? Everything about the incident was astounding. Furthermore, Remy and Papoose didn't just appear to be together all the time. To everyone's surprise, Rockland would go too far and begin dating Remy behind Papoose's back. Papoose was clearly furious at an industry event. Papo attempted to downplay the fight on social media by saying, "You guys want something bad to happen to me so bad?" Despite the claims of witnesses that he didn't. Men and women are the same, of course, but before you talk, you should clarify the situation. I'm not upset by the rumors or untrue tales since I am aware of them, but when I saw people grinning, I thought I could have met a horrible end. He apologized for the false facts and rumors in a later tweet before claiming that individuals no longer had friends. He urged Papoose to come out and write the truth, declaring, "I give 2 Fs. It's ridiculous to ask the young bullpoop to explain what happened while he was bouncing on his wife. You're bullshit to put an end to these rumors before I damage." We didn't receive 3 full rounds from every opponent I tried tonight. And I want to apologize to everyone who was disappointed. In response to the problem, he also tweeted, "Stop telling pap and simple falsehoods, please." When reports of her adultery began to surface, it was very out of character for him to say nothing because, let's face it, for a split second, Remy was often commended by the elderly Papoose for saying things like, "A man must honor his queen. He has to take her viewpoint into account moving ahead if she disagrees with something. He can't just ignore it completely." The stillness of Papoose was guarded. Without question, he used to bike hard for Remy. Furthermore, he never hesitated to stand up for her in any circumstance. As anybody who observed their relationship will attest, disregard her opinion. If it had been false, happy wife, happy life would have been the first to terminate it all. When he didn't defend Ray, when Remy and Ease encountered homosexual people at the Rattleby, people realized the accusations weren't untrue. I know this because everything disappeared the moment Gotti touched the microphone. You already know that there are no limitations if you are familiar with rap fights. Bloodthirsty artists like God did just that. Rather than simply mocking me, he lit me on fire for being so blatantly disloyal to Papoose. Put an end to the company assistance that might seriously harm it. It's incredible that he basically agreed with the reports without even trying to refute the music they were interested in learning about a woman, and without stating that it was real. The child's taste for black love is evident in your photo discussing rocking with Shing in the post. Even if the drama had been talked about for a while, Gotti's remarks sort of made it clear that it was still an open secret since, after years of faithfulness to Trini, he went on to accuse her of cheating in the Papa interview. "You guys are the boxers, indeed." Since Clarissa and Remy were previously acquainted from her time in Ree's DNS prior to her connection with Pep, I won't lie and say that this was a bit awkward once again. I believe it was a touch of tit for tat, that there was an impression that Papo had formally moved on and that his new relationship was developing, though. As Papo and EA were also acquainted, this was probably due to the fact that I obtained the music female of all your side parts. Papoose decided not to publicly address the issue, instead choosing to move on swiftly with a new lady called Clarissa Shields. You may assume Remy wouldn't have anything to say considering her role in the tragedy, but she isn't doing well at all. Sources claim that she has been acting irrationally, hurling SP Sperling and Shy around, showing that she is intent on fighting it out. Additionally, she has conveyed that if things don't work out for her, she would be more than happy to fight. Why is Remy so concerned about her ex if she is in a serious relationship with Ease? It is most likely due to the fact that Clarissa and Papoose get along so well or since. Clarissa just declared her love for Papoose and that she would accept his proposal of marriage if he made it to her. I really think that while talking to someone doesn't always help, sometimes people need to figure things out on their own. In other circumstances, for instance, you may discuss your feelings with them, and they develop a common understanding that either you and they agree on, or you might begin to see it from their point of view. When it gets to a particular point, or when you interact with individuals who are similar to how I used to be, that's not even anything I want to hear. I don't give a damn about your feelings. I don't give a damn about your opinion. The reason I came here was to find out what we were doing. You haven't been fighting recently and you're not ready for this task, she remarked. She said that she doesn't have it and that it's normal. Second, although I enjoy discussing combat, occasionally people kneel and touch them. One of my favorite sports is boxing, which I like, but I was never able to do it. I stated that I love him and appreciate his support for this reason. His support, however, is very different from what I've gotten in the past, I'm saying. And he talks to me in a completely different way, among other things. This obviously annoys the roomie, who has been trying to break up her friendship with Clarissa for some time. She tried to prove it, for example, when she revealed her relationship last year. Papoose just used Clarissa by disclosing texts that she had sent him. He didn't truly like her. Take accountability, she wrote. If you are unable to at least sleep together, you are the one who is married. The tension between Remy and Pat has gotten out of control. According to several stories, Remy sneered at Pap while riding, while Pat slept off while talking on the phone with Clarissa at Ree's house. The fact that Pap refuses to go is the worst part. This dude ought to have won a boxing title. However, Ray hung up in fear as soon as Clarissa heard his voice. Clarissa didn't appear to be too interested in the way, not the way she wanted others. To think, however, it's becoming evident that there is more now, that everything is. Renee, who is spilling the tea, claims that despite the fact that Clarissa has been slandering her and making false charges, she even pleaded with P to put an end to the narrative, but he remained mute, booming and outriding the salt after doing. That is the best line of action. You are unattractive. Therefore, I would never. Don't worry though, since I can see everything at this moment and the world will soon follow because you believe you're so tough, says Pap. Oh no. God has given us light and Pap. For Rainey, who claims to be okay while not being. Please, the lies are finished. I don't want to add to your already existing stress, she remarked. I'm just tired of talking and you not paying attention. But she will only ask for things when it's time for the MCD drop. I need personal time and I'm a flower lover. But Pat eventually says I'm tripping. And I don't know how to feel. Just when he feels like things are going awry. In response to Remy's clap, he says, I'm just lying here feeling foolish. Instead of responding to my repeated demands for a divorce in a mature manner, Pap decided to try to influence others on social media. Pap's response to the claims that Ray had cheated on him with his friend Easy only made the situation worse. The BL captain said that while Remy was at home with his daughter during Christmas, he was out and about engaging in illicit behavior. According to reports, Remy is lying and acting resentfully now that Pap is moving on. She keeps pleading with me to lie, even after I informed her that we could divorce like grown-ups. I won't pretend, though, that I didn't jump out. Half of his daughter, though, was keen to replicate the final twist. Deceit. What about the notorious fight when he knocked EA unconscious after EA shook his hand and then went behind his back? Not since Ray and Pap didn't even exchange blows. Does that matter now? Despite the fact that the last time anybody saw EA's, he was in the fetal position. As if all of this mayhem weren't enough, Remy spent a whole battle day at home with EA's. Additionally, Clarissa said, I can't. Oh, I think this 45-year-old woman is behaving like a clown. Before going back, I said, I'll just say this. You're 29, and I'm not 45 yet. You will no longer age like wine. Though I'm not your adversary, this behavior has returned. Clarissa Shields is prepared to rule against Rema on February 2nd. She went so far as to say in an interview that she would battle Remy for $1. However, what would the true cost be? How much cash would you need to enter the ring? I'm not a traitor. Bullying is something you can do. You're angry and bitter, she remarked. She was afraid to challenge Remy to a fight, though. Despite receiving several presents and flowers, he didn't answer his phone. Additionally, he stated that he spent this week with a collie girl. Right? Now, I only need to know your actual phone number. Thus, I'll offer you $1 if you give me one. That's all there is to it. It is unrelated to anything else. Drama sells. I don't have a grudge against her. And I put my number for her to see. So people assume, oh, she wants to fight her over a dude. What? Put an end to it. Put an end to it. I'm so beneath that. It should go without saying that Captain Ree's companion said something rude a few weeks ago by disclosing my number. That since you people are so upset about it, other guys were envious of him since he had brought Remy to the edge of the earth and everywhere else. It remained a doll with me. As in, listen up. Would you have done it if it had been that simple? For any of you, I'm going to excuse myself since there are a lot of people who dislike me without any justification. But I have to start music that starts. Furthermore, during a rap fight, he even had Remy proclaim her love for him. You guys want to be on the front lines, so I'm just going to dress once. He finally acknowledged that they were dating. After all of that, you would think that he and Ree would be inseparable, but they are not. According to insiders, he has been skulking about with other women for a while and has been cheating on Remy from the start of their relationship. He told her about his extramarital relationships just a few weeks after he and Remy began dating, and she sought to break up Papoose and Clarissa's relationship. Remy has been reluctant to sign the divorce papers. If you look at the date, we now appear to understand why Papoose and Clarissa were flirting. Knowing that Remy was acting shaddily according to Papoose himself. I'm not arguing that they were correct though. But let's be honest. At the moment, Remy appears to be losing. Is it surprising then that he has already betrayed her? You lose them the way you gain them, after all. Now I want to hear from everyone. What were your thoughts on this tumultuous situation? Was Papoose only out for revenge, or was he actually drawn to Clarissa? Kindly share your ideas in the comments section below, and don't forget to watch the next video.